welcome kleq, Bobby, and Fear to this cozy
Thank
cabin.
you.
Hello.
Great to
I'm
see
gonna
you
pull
all.
up the stream.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Hello.
So we have a mix of players here who have been in and out of the scene, and it's very interesting to hear sort of outsider standpoint. What are each of your thoughts on like the healthiness of the ranked Among Us scene, 0 to 100? So, kleq?
Well, people have.
I'll start.
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
or Bobby.
Well, you can
As
each
the
give a
only one
number,
that-
and then you can sort of elaborate on your answer. So what's your number, kleq? 0 to 100, where
Uh,
100 is like godlike and 0 is just trash tier.
50.
50, okay, and Fear?
I'm at 23.
23, okay, and Bobby?
Like 60.
Okay, well, let's start with good news. I want to hear from Bobby. Why do you think it's so good?
Or I don't. It's not really the goodness.
Well, yeah, out of these
I
three,
think
it's
that's
the highest number.
Oh, people have been dodging people in the
Wait,
Among Us.
This is the
Among Us
positive?
ranked ones.
I wanted to start
No,
with the
this
good
is-
news. Let's start
I
with the
can start with
positives.
some positives. I
Okay,
can
yeah,
start
so
with some
you
positives.
start, Click, because you gave 50, a
Okay.
balanced answer. Yeah.
I think that like there's a lot of new players joining, especially with 5 up. That is bringing a lot of light to the scene. I feel like why I gave 50 though is because like a lot of the old players now like are going away now
Yeah.
from being banned or whatever.
Yes,
or
veteran
all that
departure
stuff,
is a major problem.
or quitting the game.
Yep.
So a lot of new players are coming, which can be good and bad. As like there's
Yes.
maybe some of the more like what's it called, like people that have been here for a while, like getting like quite mad about them throwing or not having basic game knowledge, let's say. But then there's also a good chance for the community to prosper and like have like more big events.
Yep. Cool. Great. Love the balanced perspective. Yeah, Fear, did you want to give your thoughts?
Jordan did what he did. The reason I give such a low score is actually because, obviously, as you guys may know, I'm not in the ranked Among Us scene anymore, as I am suspended. But as what I know, as a player that doesn't play in there, who gets told a lot of stuff, I'd probably say like 7 out of the top 10 do use outside communications to get to thingy. Slash DMing, slash hacking. As there's been a lot of DMers slash hackers banned in the last couple of days, and I've been told like you could just DM anybody DMs nowadays and they won't like say anything. And I feel like it's kind of
Okay,
a bit
so
of a joke again.
in your viewpoint, 70% of the top players are cheaters, and
As a what's it called? I've been looking at I saw it the other day. Most of them DM nowadays.
Oh, in the top 10, there's only top 10 right now. There's only 5.
There's what? There's
There's
5.
5?
50% of the top 10 DM. Then
Okay.
that's still
Well,
terrible.
without getting into the names or the specifics of any of
Yeah, I'm not
those
gonna name
cases,
everybody.
I wonder if like you care enough about that cheating that you would want to like do anything about it, or if it's just something that's generally upsetting to you about the scene.
Well,
It's not if I was in the survey, obviously it'd irritate me more. But as like someone who's not in the survey, it doesn't like affect me that much. But I feel like it's not fair to a lot of players that still play the game and enjoy it, and that get like you can't do nothing when you're an imposter because you have to like kill certain players. Or you're like, oh, if I don't kill him and him in this round, he's just gonna DM him the next game. Or it's like, and the same. I'd like to say something about the streaming as well. I'm pretty sure streaming. Wasn't there a streamer delay at the start of the season or something?
There was for a bit, yeah. There
And
was
it got
streamer delay.
removed, which I don't feel like the moderators aren't too like with the word they're we're going to add streamer delay and then it got removed. And obviously you do there is going to be stream snipers. There's always going to be, but I don't understand why they removed it after just adding it.
Yeah, I think the stream delay was like a really contentious issue where it kept going back and forth because there's a real trade-off, right? Like you have game integrity where like by streaming, the very nature of it, you add an extra avenue of cheating by people can stream snipe. But then there's the rosy side to it, which is it can help
People
engagement.
grow.
Yeah, it when people are not in the game, they can still watch, and people want to be able to watch while they're in Hangout or whatever, as well as it can invite new players into the scene. Like definitely even on my own stream, I see a lot of people asking to play and jumping in, and certainly from 5up's like stream, we got a lot of influx, and that wouldn't be possible if we didn't allow sort of streaming at all. Streaming with delay was kind of like a halfway house where you could like had a compromise where you could still stream with a delay, and sometimes you can still snipe even with a delay for a long game. So we could do a really long delay, and it could still be a thing. I did actually still see some engagement on my stream, but it's really hard to engage with chat. With
I feel like though, if people are joining from like who've not obviously in the purple server, and they come from the stream, I don't feel like the delay is actually going to affect them at all because they don't know like what's happened 15 minutes before this. So it's like, it's not going to actually affect them. Like if they wanted to join the server,
totally.
I feel like the delay only affects people
Absolutely.
that are already in the server.
I'm not opposed to having stream delay brought back in. I do think that there's some trade-offs, right? Like you get a little bit less real-time engagement with chat, a little bit less sort of fun for the streamer and the audience, and so that could also affect how much people actually care about like joining in. But yeah, I do think that like a game integrity thing is a real concern there for sure. Okay, so Bobby, to give you a chance to also speak, what are your thoughts on server health?
Well, as you said about like streaming and stream sniping, it's always going to be a thing. Someone's always going to do it. You just have to. It's either remove streaming or just deal with it. No, I'm being serious.
Is that your chief concern? Like, what went into your answer, right? Like, you started off with a 60-something number, and then you didn't want to give positives. You wanted to go into negatives. Did you have sort of like specific concerns?
Like, I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but lots of people have been getting banned for like on suspicion of things without any actual proof. Do you know what I mean?
I see.
And also to touch on why Bobby said 60, it's probably because he just got unbanned, so he hasn't experienced any of this stuff, like all these events and everything.
I'd like to say, obviously, we had a big tournament. Yeah, obviously there was a massive tournament recently with like the big cash prize. But considering Purple's been the longest lasting, like Among Us server, like over AUR, Nutters, and all that, it has the most seasons. I feel it has the most seasons, but the least amount of tournaments. I feel, and it's not even like they don't have to do a big cash prize, like because when we played back in the old days, there wasn't the cash prize was like nowhere near like what it was then. But it's just like I feel like cash prize tournaments they bring a massive amount of players. It's like when you do top 20 at the end of the season. Look how many people join the thing. You have like over like 70 people join it, and then what's it called? Like just doing tournaments, obviously they attract more players and it brings like community together. But I feel like since there's been like how many seasons? There's been 10 seasons or something, and there's only been one tournament. I just don't think that's really good enough. Obviously it can take a while, but as soon as like you obviously wanted a tournament, you had that done like so quickly. I feel like it's like Ox or like other mods. They need to like implement a lot more tournaments, like to bring the community together and stuff like that.
So I hear you that like you would like to see more tournaments. It is a shit ton of work to put together the tournament, and obviously like the money is just coming from donating and volunteers have to run it. It's hard even just to get the code fixed in time for the tournament, right? Like the whole code base, like the ranked amongst bot and whatnot, relies on a single developer at the moment, Asian, and he's running in like a separate time zone to most of the server. Very little availability. He's dealing with like massive in real life stuff that's taking away his attention from being able to develop, even maintain the bot, even for just standard ranked games. Like today, there were so many glitches. Every other minute, there's like the people getting muted, unmuted when they shouldn't be. Imp chat being visible to all players. All sorts of just like game-breaking glitches that make even just standard play intolerable. Versus like running a tournament where you do need a bunch of code fixes as well, like to get the coding system stuff done in time for the tournament. We had to really pull him out of the weeds, and like I got a bit annoyed at him because he wasn't sort of like implementing the fixes that we needed in time for the tournament. Wasn't like 100% available, and the communication with him was a major issue to try to get the tournament running.
I feel like with the money side, obviously I've always said this, but obviously I'm not a moderator. The one way you could like provide money to the thingy is like When I used to play Minecraft, the way you got unbanned from like servers was by like buying an unban. I'm not sure if the owners would ever be up for that. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
£25 unban or something like that. And obviously you could put that to obviously the owner could take the money, or you could put it to like
That is
cash prizes and
brilliant.
stuff like that.
I think that's actually like, yeah. Okay, so when I've talked to owners about monetization of the server, because there's a lot of real server costs, it's like hundreds of dollars a month or thousands of dollars a year just to keep everything running. And there's no ads. So to have all this like paid experience with cash prizes, maintaining server infrastructure, and all for free, relies on the admins at the moment just paying out of the pocket. And you know, there's been some talk about like how to monetize it, and you know, there's sort of ideas going on in the background. But one of the main challenges is most of the players are kids, you know, like non-adults with not very much money, no steady income, and so it can't really be based on player donations. And if it's like pay to unban, like I wonder maybe there would be an appetite for that. I haven't really like put that forward. I think it's a great novel suggestion. It at least like gives back to the community. It's a little bit like paying a parole or like a bond
But couldn't
for
that
jail.
be abused?
Could it be abused?
That could be abused.
What's your
yeah,
concern with it specifically, Clay?
Because say someone like say like someone that has a lot of money, he just like hacks and gets unbanned. Hacks.
Yeah, but then he keeps getting
yeah, but of
unbanned,
course, like the cost
$25
is going to
every
go up each time you get banned, right? Like,
Oh.
and if you're blatantly cheating, they're not going to accept it even for a small cost, right? Like, sure, maybe if you pay $10,000, they'll let you back.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, a little bit like in real life, the cost of bond goes up depending on the income of the person in jail and like what the reoffense risk is and all that sort of thing.
Yep.
I was talking with Thea earlier, and apparently they're gonna implement like a community service.
Oh, that's what
that was my suggestion. I don't think that they've like thought it fully through yet. This is just thinking along the same lines, like trying to use real life concepts and bringing it into this community idea. The same way that, you know, this idea of pay to unban is similar to paying bond to get out of jail. You could have community service, a little bit like how sometimes prisoners will pick up trash as part of their punishment or whatever. Yeah. Instead of just being exiled forever, you know, maybe they can go and do some work that the server needs, whatever that is.
Clean out the garbage in Among Us.
I've always been on the side of like saying that I always felt like when ranked, and obviously you got ranked, you got public and purple, it's two different like complete different things in my eyes. I've always felt like the punishments, obviously you can't say a lot of stuff like obviously in ranked there's some stuff you definitely cannot say, but I feel like you can be slightly they're a bit too eager to like warn you straight on the finger sometimes in ranked. I feel like because in obviously in other servers you can say it's not worth and all that, but back in the MMR servers, there was like no rules really, and obviously it worked well until like the bot like broken. And well, I've always felt like you could be a bit more, I don't really know how to say it, not as easy to like straight ban somebody or like at warn.
Sure, it was like a little bit more relaxed, a little bit less of a police state or whatever, right? I think that works well for a small scale. I think it gets problematic when you have this because like in MMR you all sort of know each other, so there's inherent trust. So even if you flame each other or like say non-PC things, you sort of are all just friends, so it doesn't really matter. What sucks when you get to the scale of like thousands or hundreds of thousands of people like in purple is like most of these people don't know each other, and so if you start saying problematic things, you know, it can really offend or hurt someone, and then like there's no trust between anyone, right? So then they just the damage is more severe, and the moderation in effects like has to be a little bit stricter because you've got you know mostly strangers, and then there's money on the line too, as well as like if you push people away and it limits the growth, that can be problematic for the server owners as well, who mostly want to see the scene grow, and they have aspirations of joining with other servers, and you know you need to put on a good look. And there's a lot of sort of like PR type of things that get intertwined. Like it's more like a business as opposed to hanging out with friends at a party type of deal, which is maybe more the vibe you'd be interested in.
I feel like with the growth of the server as well, though, I feel like a lot of people, well, when I was playing anyway, a lot of new players there kind of say like egotistical. Like if I'm a obviously I've been playing the game for like 2 years, and obviously I feel like I know a lot. I know more than certain players. So if I try to tell them like, how to improve or something like that, they'd be too like, oh well, you don't know like this, and that's when like obviously toxicity gets involved. Like, oh, shut up, like this is how that is, and people are too like. That's why I feel like people that have played a lot longer. Obviously, there's a lot of people that played a lot longer are banned now, mostly because like the ego thing in the server. Obviously, I had an ego in the server when I was playing, but that definitely affects the like a lot of stuff. Too many ego players nowadays.
So I think that there is an ego problem for a lot of players in the server. I do want to point out one thing that did go really well recently. Like I've been talking about the coaching idea for a while and it's sort of been shot down. Now it's become a thing that actually has been happening, which has been incredible. Not sure if you guys have been following.
Yeah, I saw that.
Odini.
Like doing a VC earlier with Odini. Like
yeah,
screenshots.
That was pretty cool.
Like, a couple of years ago, because that in MMR there used to be a cultural and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think like the coaching thing is a very wholesome thing, and like Fear, maybe if you do enough external coaching, that could be another way to sort of show that you have good intentions at heart. It's similar to community service because you can train people, and it has nothing to do with your MMR or anything like that because you're sort of just doing donation of your time to help people improve at the game.
I was coaching little bobbyy earlier, helping him get his little wins.
Yeah, and it may not be in purple, but you all are part of pre-made. And by the way, the owners and the admins and the moderators and whatnot pay attention to pre-made for two reasons. One, problematic stuff happens in pre-made all the time, and that starts sort of influencing people's opinions of each other. But also, it could be a more positive thing where you could do really good things in pre-made, like maybe run some coaching sessions, document some YouTube videos. What's that?
I think a lot of owners are banned.
A lot of owners are banned in pre-made. It really only takes like 1 or 2 moderators or whatever, or like you could stream or something. 1 or 2 people just need to notice that you're doing positive things and that you care about giving back to the community to start building up a narrative that you are like a valued person that is adding value. And I don't know, at least you are like a positive force then. And even if you don't get, unbanned right away or whatever, at least you can have the satisfaction that you are like making a positive difference. Yeah.
How do you feel about the new rules and the influence? What do you think the main cause of that is?
New rules, in my opinion, have made the server healthier. Like it's more fun. There's more cat play opportunities for imps. You get caught less by dumb desync and so on. Like,
what's the new rule?
There's like lights. Vision change has been brought in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all this stuff is not super new now. It's been about a month. We've almost finished this season. This whole season has been played with the new rule set, and I think like people were a little bit resistant at first, but overall it's been really positive in my opinion. All right, I do have to run, family duties and all that sort of thing. But yeah, thanks for putting it together on short notice, and yeah. Your opinions.
Can I give a shout out to somebody?
Yeah. I think a few people are looking for shout outs, like Ken, for example.
Yeah, on a shout out, Ken, yeah. Ken, what a man.
Awesome.
Can I shout out?
Oh, I want to shout out.
No, Fear, do not talk bad about Ken, please.
Any other shout outs?
He's very toxic.
I want to shout out Icy, Soul.
Ken, Icy, Soul, yep. And Bobby has a shout out. Let's hear Bobby.
My Twitch.
Your Twitch.
Sure. Bobby's been streaming on Twitch. Please can you put it in the bio? It's a very good Twitch.
No, I post it in general.
He has a face cam and like it's really interesting to see like his outfits that he wears.
I'd like to shout out the moderator team. Hopefully one day I can be unbanned. I will donate money. And yeah.
I'd also like to shout out strangers for I don't think I can say that. I'll shout out Starlight for giving like good vibes.
Good
vibes and stuff.
Great.
And and
I
would not want to shout out Teaser.
I want to guys the whole.
Awesome guys. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you, Brick Nick.
Yeah. All right. See you all later.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.